We're starting on this chair. I'm feeling pretty confident about it, actually. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. Now, I've straightened all the wires this afternoon, as I said I needed to make sure that they're all straight. And it's little things like this when you're making, especially these wire chairs that are really tough. Spend that extra time to make sure the wires are straight first. Because if they're not, when you try and build this chair, you're going to notice that they're not. So it's best to take the time now, because once you're sticking it in there, you're not going to be able to fix it. And it's these wire chairs that you can really notice when you mess up. So I just want to fix this end. Now, this afternoon I curled 4 of them that I thought were for the bottom of the chair. Only 2 needed to be curled and 2 needed to be straight to cross over. So I've uncurled 2 of them. And this afternoon I worked out, I went ahead and had a look that the 2 U-shaped legs have got to go under the chair, and then this had to go over it. And the chair has to sit in there. So I bent this up and bent the arms out where they're supposed to be. So I've already done that bit, but I do have to glue this together. I just had it sitting there. See if I can do it again. I just had it sitting there ready to glue, because there's a bit of metal sticking out on one bit that can hold it. Now, what we've got to make first is the backrest. Hi, Wendy, how are you? You've opened the kit and have no idea how to read the instructions. I'll show you. Anything to put off doing this chair for the time being. Just let me move this all out the way, because I know I could knock it. This is a Rolife book. Now, I have cut this picture out so we could see the 2 different, because this one you can't really see the stairs, and this top one you can't see this pink wall, which is the other side of this. So I've cut the front out. Every kit is different, and every instruction book is different. So this one, it tells me that I need these wooden pieces. There's a list of things here. These wooden pieces, which in this kit, actually, everything came in each separate bag. So all this stuff was in a bag by itself. This fluffy stuff is your stuffing for your pillows, the fabrics, what are those things? Oh, the templates, and that's the sandpaper. They've put the sandpaper there. That was all in the one bag. So you get all those pieces out. Now, in a Rolife kit, what kit are you doing? I might have the instruction book that I could pull out and be able to give you a quick instruction on it. If not, I can show you in this one. It's the template sheets. Sweet Dream. Sweet Patio, this one. Sweet Dream, it might be different. Rolife give you these sheets. And what these are templates of your sheets of wood. So if I get this one out, that is that template there. If I hold that over the top, that is it perfectly. So when it says you need B4, see how some of these are different sizes? A bedroom one. Oh, okay. Well, the kit should have this in it, unless it's a different, smaller one. Sometimes they're little kits this small. The kits are a little bit different, but most of them have this template sheet. So they might say these might be B3. You've got to find piece B3. If you hold that straight over the top, you're going to know those 3 bits there are B3 because it says so on that template sheet. This template sheet also tells you that these bits, D4, paint them white, then paint the side as shown and the back side in white, dry for preparation. So they want you to have them painted already. I don't bother, I paint the bits when I get up to them. Sometimes it's better to paint the bits first, other times it's not. And this, the Rolife kits do get you to paint a lot of things, where a lot of the other kits don't. So it will then tell you what bits you need, so cut them out and just read instruction by instruction. Also read the words underneath, because they will help you a little bit more than what the pictures do. Some of the kits come in Chinese and you can actually work it out by looking at the pictures. The pictures are pretty easy. It's a little one. Hi George, how are you? It's the Sweet Patio one from Rolife. So this is 2 different views of it. This is showing you the stairs that's hidden here, and this one's showing you the pink wall that's on the other side of this white wall. But we're changing the colours all around. So we're about to make this wire chair down here, which is Scary Mary. I've got all the bits here as long as I just haven't lost half of them. No, they're all here still. And we're going to try and put this baby together. And I'm feeling good about it. I've been looking at the instructions. Now, sometimes the kits, the instruction books, they tell you at first what you need to make each piece. So they'll give you, in that first picture where it said the wood and everything, it will show you all the bits that you need. Other kits don't. It shows you what you're going to make, and you've got to go through the instructions and find what bits you need. Just concentrate on what you're getting at. And by going through the pictures, you're going to work out what bits are which. And you can always come back here and ask, because everyone on here will is into them as well, and everyone's here willing to help. We all know how confusing they can be. But, oh, your first one, how exciting. How exciting. You'll have to let us know how it's going. Now, what we've got to do is, I've got to put these 2 in here and have them standing up, because these 2, I've had to hook the bottom of them, and those 2 hooks are going to sit under that cushion. But in the middle, so I've got to work out where it's going to fit on here. And also then these 3 have to go in the middle going down, and this one needs to go across the bottom. Now if this one doesn't fit across the bottom, I had plenty I had plenty of wire left over. And I will just recut a new bit the length I need it to be. They're the two worrying bits. These will be okay because they're shorter than that, and they've got to be shorter than that. They could actually... I could cut a bit off them because they're not going to be much shorter than that. That's got to sit on that, and that's got to sit on wire. I might cut a bit off these. But as I time playing around with them, making sure that they're straight now, because once I make this baby, that's it. That's the end of even thinking about trying to straighten them. So how much am I going to cut off? Some of them have a bit of wire sticking out, so I'm making sure I don't get that end. But I want that end cut off. Alright. I want to cut this little tiny bit of metal off. Get off. Alright, now this way. Wee. Alright. They'll definitely be the same length now. Cool. Let's start sticking this together. First fireworks just went off in Toowoomba. It's 9:25. I didn't hear any 9 o'clock ones here in Picton. There might be midnight ones. But it's 25 past 9 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. So only 2.5 hours until New Year's Day. Wow. I don't think I'll stay on. I think I'll go and see my husband at work. I'm not sure. Yes, second way picture, then back to what bits make up the piece. First one cabinet, some wood on one piece, then the bits in on another flat wood. Just concentrate. I don't even know where to start with helping. You've got this. I know you have. It looks tricky, but it's not too bad. And when you sit there and just look at it for a minute, you will work it out. Let's try it this way. I need to know. I'll just put that there so I know the angle I've got to put this one in at. Wee. I've got to make sure they're straight. Oh, and make sure it's not stuck to me mat. There we go. Alright, I think that's where it's going. Now somehow we've got to put those other 3 in. Queensland 8:25, yes, strange time for council to start off for little people. It is. Normally, a local pub of ours would let fireworks off, and they'd let it off at 9 o'clock for little kids so they could go home and go to bed and get the little kids out of the pubs. But then at midnight they would have a bigger set. And same with Sydney, they would have done 9 o'clock, although I was in here getting ready to come on, so I didn't see them on the TV this time. I tell you, I'm sitting at home by myself. Nothing more I'd rather be doing than building my houses. Maybe that wire's bent. Now, I've got to fit one of these across, and I don't know. No, too big. Alright, how much do I need to take off? Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't think I even marked it. I didn't. Alright, let's just try and guess. I'm going to have to use my tweezers on this one. And this is only the first step of this chair. Then we've got the legs and that to go yet. I haven't glued the bottom of those though. I'm happy with them though, they're straight looking. Let's see if that'll work. My goodness, she's done it. She's done it, mate. She's done it. Alright, next is... Let's turn the page. On the bottom of here, we're going to stick the two legs. And there's the hem I'm putting to the back. And make sure the side I like better is on top. Oh no, these legs should be alright for me because I've now got to put them together with all these extra wires. And with this one. And they want me to do that first. If I've got to do that, then I'm going to have to lift it up. Let me glue this together. I haven't done that yet. This has to go over the top of those. And then these feet of this headrest will slip in there as well, underneath this thing, supposedly, if they're long enough. Get off me. Alright, we're just going to put glue all the way because I squeezed it around it this afternoon. I laid it on and then folded it both sides around that cushion. So I know that cushion's going to fit in here if this will stay together. It's hard to believe it's New Year's Eve. It's 2023 tomorrow. When I was a kid, I used to think in 2020 we were going to be like the Jetsons flying around. And get in there. I had it the wrong way in my hand. I just thought I heard someone let off fireworks. Here comes Bruno trying to bash down the wall, the door. He's a chihuahua that thinks he's a Rottweiler, but then he's absolutely petrified of everything. How am I going to do this? Needs a lot more glue. The glue's not touching anything. Now these legs are going to sit up because in a minute I've got to put all those beams and things all over them. I could do them now. What it is I'm going to join the front and back with this. Where is it? Yeah, like that. And then join it also crisscross with those two. And then I can put that in last. Because that's... Oh, look, it done it. Beautiful. Alright, so let's put one in. See how we go. We're going to put glue up here. Some of these things are absolutely ridiculous. They make you do. Alright, these are not even near evenly bent. Let's see. At least if they're even, then they should sit even. Right, you're watching these instructions, Shelley. Oh, for God's sake, get in the hand. Can't even hold it properly, let alone do what I've got to do. Okay, thinking I'm getting it. The wall is 7mm. I'm still thinking way too big. 70. That's 7cm. That's a little one. That would be like that bookshelf. Oh no, that's even bigger than 7cm. A bit more. Hi Shelley, how are you? Oh no, have you missed it? I was just saying I hope you were watching these instructions because you're going to need to have watched putting this together. Then I see you say, hi Nan. Beautiful. This one. Bend it in like the other one. Keep wanting to break into song. But I can't do that. You'd have to pay for that performance. I'm sorry. Got it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, mate, I'm proud of this one. Wow. Get off. Now I've got to put crisscrosses and I'm going to have to cut them. It's just turning and I'm not even marking it. Oh, I think I've got a mark on there. Let's try it. Just. Where'd it go? I think I was saying things. Let's just go here. Small one to start thinking would have been better than a big one. Yeah, but sometimes smaller ones are trickier. Does it have a light in it? And do they want you to paint anything? Sometimes the smaller Rolife ones, they don't want you to paint anything. It's all painted for you, which is a good way to start. But any kit you start with, it's going to have little things. It's going to have a book. It's going to have that little bookstore one that I just showed you. That was a Rolife one. And that, it had all the basics that you've got to make in every kit. Putting cupboards together. Cut it too short. I cut it too short. Alright, let's cut another bit. This time I'll cut it a little bit less than that one. Less is more, isn't it? I'm going to cut them both. Oh, 4 colours as well. Shelley, Wendy said that she's making sweet patio. What the freaking hell did I do? Alright, that's the right length. Let's try again. Oh my god. I can't cut this properly. Now make sure they're straight before you put them on. Especially for chairs and things, because if it was all wrinkled wire, it's going to look horrible when you're finished. Now try again, stupid. Get it right this time. Right, try again. No, I can feel that is wrinkled in my hand. Whoa, did you hear that? Sounded like a bomb going off. Fireworks are illegal to have in your own house in Australia. That sounded like it was in my backyard though. That was freaky. Now the second one has got across that other one somehow. And then we'll put that back on. And that other strip has got to go across the middle on the back of that one too. I want to go and do this one. I hope that wasn't in my backyard. No one's home to let me know. Let's try this. Done it. Alright, sort of. Got it. Now I'm going to flip it over, because this is the back. I need to put this on the back of that. We're nearly done, guys. We've nearly conquered the chair. These chairs are so tough. What was it? Like 17,000 bits of wire. All different shapes and sizes. Let's stick to the tweezers. Go. Let's put glue across the thingo. Sweet bedroom, not sweet patio. The mini series. But they're the size of the they're the size of the van or the bookshop one that I did, the little Rolife one. You probably answered that already, but alright. Now we've got to tuck this into here somehow. So just let it set for a second while I show you. So this is underneath the bottom, the round bits that we put front and back, and then the cross underneath, the underneath of the arms going up and over. This is the back because it's got the crease of the skirting going around the cushion that we had to make. So now I've got to stick these in somewhere. I'm just going to glue everywhere and hope for the best. Boy, George, she's done it. Just let me hold this for a second. I did it, guys, I did it. I don't know if it'll stand up, but I did it. Same width as the van, but a bit taller. Okay, so the vans are about this size. With all this small stuff we've made before. So that's that length. But that's okay to start with the small stuff. And maybe that tall. So that's 10 centimetres by 12. 10 by 12, that one. So it'll be between that one and that one. But that's all right because you make all this little stuff in all the kits. If I can do it, I know you can. I know you can. Now let's see if this is set, if it's going to stand up. Oh, she's done it. She's done it. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it all looks even. Yes. Keep that wire straight first before you attempt these. Make sure you don't bend them, and the straighter the wire, the neater it looks. Even that cross over at the bottom. I can't take your finger off yet or it might drop. Is it even? Oh, the wire's even to the seat too. I was a bit worried about that part. And it stands up. Yes! I did it! I did it! And does it look... It doesn't look out of whack to the... Because it is supposed to be that big. It's not out of whack to the lounge either. Because I thought I might have... So make sure you measure things like that. Like at first I wasn't going to do all the measurements because it was 2 at 7 centimetres, 2 at 4.5 centimetres, 4 at 4 centimetres, 3 at 3 centimetres, 1 at 6 centimetres, 2 at 2 centimetres, and 1 at 15 centimetres and 50 cents. 15.5 centimetres to make that. And I wasn't going to, but I did, and I'm glad I measured them all at their measurements. And I just made one bit at a time, like it told me to. The legs first. And it just gave me the measurements. Either side was 25 centimetres. 250 millimetres. 24. No, I'm confused. 250 millimetres. No, 25 millimetres because it was 75. No, it was 70 millimetres. So it was 25, 25. So that's 50. I knew across the top was about 2 centimetres. And because I already made the cushion, I could double check with the cushion. These things, just 2 of them into a half loop. You get to measure them better once you've done the legs. And you can't measure them in these legs because they're going between these 2 legs. So one hoop on one side, one hoop on the other side to hold the front and the back legs. This one was a bit more challenging because it was just 5 millimetres and then come out and around to make the top of the chair. And this was the 15.5 centimetre one. That was the big loop that went around under the bottom, came up for the handles. So I can pick it up now. That's all good. Oh, look at that, guys. Don't drop it. So that bit was all one. It's looped around all the bottom, comes up either side and loops out, folds out. Then what bit was next? Then put the legs on, put that circle oval shape for the handles, fold that up, out, then do the loops for the legs, then the crossover for the legs, then glue the back on. I should have glued the back on before I did the crossover for the legs, but I needed it off to do the crossover for the legs. So that is really cool. I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to put a touch more glue on it to make sure it stays, because it's not long enough really to fit in under the wire where it can. So it wants to drop a bit, so I just want to add some extra glue. Make sure it's not going to drop. And it'll be a good boy. And stay standing. It's my song for all of my things with legs. Stay standing. Yeah. Not still standing, it's stay standing. I'm going to have to hold this for a second. Oh, guys, I'm really happy with that. I thought it was going to be tough, and then the more I looked at it, I thought, no, I'm just going to have to concentrate. But like I said, the toughest thing and the best thing you can do when making one of these wire chairs, make sure your wire is straight. That is where you will have the biggest trouble. If your wire's all wonky, doesn't matter how straight you've glued everything together, the whole thing's going to look wonky because your wire is. That's cool. That is so cool. Let me put it down before I break it. Yes. And I love it when they stand up. Especially when I've made the wire legs. Yes. So let's see what we've got to do. Next is a lot of cutting out things. Let me move this. Put that back over there. I'm going to put this over here just to make sure it's going to stick the back first. I'll lay it down for a bit to dry. The next things that we will come on tomorrow and do, it's now 10 past 10 p.m, New Year's Eve. What we have next is a